get things going. How do you feel the team is right now entering the season? Are you happy with the way the offseason has gone, and are you positive about what's going forward?
I mean, I am, and I'm sure probably most coaches, that's probably the standard answer. I'm very encouraged. It's been a very good summer. Meeting yesterday, kind of getting a rundown from Joey on everybody in our first full staff meeting back. He doesn't dole out a lot of compliments, but he was very encouraged. I actually talked to Christian Wilkins today, driving up here. Just kind of getting his feel of things too. That's the thing about this team. I feel like I got a pseudo staff with the players, really, because you got a bunch of not just veteran players, but guys that they're really focused on finishing their careers on a very strong note. And so these guys, they feel really good about it. The players, they don't sugarcoat anything. And I think that the guys that I have talked to, that what they've been probably most encouraged about is, first of all, the guys that have shown up and done what they need to do, but a lot of the extra work that has gone on, number one, and then number two, when they've had breaks, because we try to, I think it's important to try to schedule some breaks. It's a long time from whatever April to whatever it was we finished until August, so because we go right into training, and then we take a little discretionary time, and they're back in training, and we get just little breaks. But one of the things that the guys have been encouraged about when we've had those breaks and we started back, because when we start back, it's not like we, all right, well, let's ease back into it. I mean, we pick up where we left off and we go. So you better have maintained. And I think that's been something that this team has done a good job of when they have come back from whatever break they've had, whether it be 2 days or 5 days, that you can tell that the guys have continued to work. So it's what you would expect with a team that's got so much veteran leadership. Be disappointed if it was a distracted team this summer and things like that. And I've had some teams like that, not that had good veterans coming back, but maybe we weren't quite as focused as we needed to be. We were a little more distracted, and I don't mean that in a bad way, just a little broader scope. I think this team's been a little more tunnel vision. So they're just ready to go. I mean, everybody's eager to get started and get on with it, start playing.
This is your most veteran team. In many ways, is this the team that you've kind of been waiting on for several years, because you've had so many younger teams?
Yep.
But this is your most veteran group, and then with that, is there increased expectations with it?
Well, I mean, last time I checked, the expectations around here are pretty big. Nobody really cares. I mean, they expect us to win no matter what. But I just embrace every year. And that, okay, well, this is what we got. We're going to be starting over on offense this year. This is going to be fun. Well, this is going to be a challenge. Just accept the challenge of whatever it is that you have in front of you. And it's interesting because in college football, it seems like there's always a big turnover somewhere, or a major hole to fill. At least it's been that way for us for a while. I mean, we've been filling some big void constantly, but yet guys have stepped up. And some years it's been on defense. Some years, like last year, it's been on offense. But we've always had somebody that has stepped up for us in some capacity. And this particular year is very unique because we just didn't lose a whole lot. I mean, you're talking about pretty much everybody back on defense from a really good group, and then you added some really good pieces to it. Dorian is probably the biggest loss. I mean, he was a really good football player for us, but we got some guys that played a lot and got some good experience last year. So and then like I said, we added some really good pieces with the signing class. Some guys coming off a red shirt, some freshmen that played last year that are more experienced. And then the flip side of it, this time last year, we starting over just about everywhere, and now everybody's back for the most part. And again, just a lot of experienced guys. So this is a rare year We're not starting over in the kicking game. Last year, everything was new. You know, kicker, punter, snappers, holder, you name it. It was new, and so it's very. I'd say it's unique to have a season like this or a team like this. So I'm definitely excited about it, but you know, with that, it's still a lot of challenges because you know the how you pull it all together, the selflessness of the team, the chemistry, the morale, the leadership, you know, how they respond and handle the adversity, how the older guys mentor the younger guys, how somebody may respond if a younger guy beats somebody out. You know, I mean, those are all things that you kind of figure out as you go through. But I know this, it's fun to have a team that they don't have a blank look at you. They know what's coming. They know what it takes. I think I was telling somebody earlier on the radio, you know, probably one of the challenges when you do have a team that's been to 3 playoffs, you know, there's just so many veterans and they expect to win, and they know, you know, the philosophy, and they know what it takes as far as just, you know, every week you got to be focused. You got to, because you're going to get everybody's best shot, and that's just kind of where we are as a program, and you have to accept that. You have to accept that challenge every single week, and you can't say, oh, well, we've been to 3 straight playoffs, we're just automatically going to be in Charlotte, and we're automatically going to be in, you know, wherever. It doesn't work that way. So it's good to know that you got a group of guys that know what it takes, but there's still a challenge of keeping them locked in to being the best they can be every single week, every day. But I think we've got the right mindset with our vets.
You said this spring that you can tell guys in the summer that kind of transform their bodies. Are there any guys in particular either you've seen or that you've heard reports on?
Yeah, they look good. I mean, they look really good just on the hoof. We'll do our, you know, that's one of the reasons we kind of weigh them in, you know, just, I mean, we get weights every week. We just kind of do a formal weigh-in just to, it's old school, you know. It's just an old school mentality to me. And just kind of all of them in there together. It's just kind of a, I don't know, rite of passage, if you will. Just one more little piece of accountability for guys, but you know, we monitor that every single week and keep up with it. But I look at the strength gains. Some of these guys have made big jumps, and so you know, we're a strong team, and that's a result too of you got a lot of veterans. You got a lot of guys that, you know, 2 years ago weren't anywhere near where they are right now. You know, so it's a team that I think has all the ingredients from a strength conditioning standpoint. But you know, we'll wait and see kind of where they all report at here in a couple weeks.
So it's been a few years since the redshirt, not the redshirt rule, but the early enrollee rule was passed. Using 2018 as an example, how has that rule practically, you know, helped freshmen play for this year?
The early enrollee rule. You talking about mid-years?
Yes, sir.
Coming in January? You know, that's just kind of become a trend. It seems like it's just one of those things now, like anything else out there. You know, people just kind of have followed suit on that, and they put a plan in place. I mean, it's like part of the recruiting question now, you know, because you don't know. You're like, well, okay, well, hey, when do you plan on going to college? Or you know, because it's like a standard question. Used to be that was never you never even asked that question, but it's become so common now as a part of the culture of high school players. You have to ask the question because you got to make sure you have enough spots mid-year as well, because you can only bring in as many that you are graduating. So